Hello, my name is Blossoms and welcome to another Genshin Impact video, and today we're going over Kazuha's 4-star weapons, in particularly two of them, that being the Iron Sting and the Alley Flash. And there's been a lot of discussion on these, and primarily this came up because of the fact that Alley Flash is in the weapon banner and is going to be a good 4-star option for those of you who can't get, his really good 5-star option of Freedom Sworn. Alley Flash might be a really good pick, at least that's what a lot of people are thinking, but we do have the craftable Iron Sting, and today we're going to be going over which one's better, and I'll give you guys my opinions on those. So first of all, what are these weapons? Well, the Iron Sting has a substat of Elemental Mastery and a pretty decent base attack, and then its passive is dealing elemental damage, increases all damage by 7.5% for 6 seconds, max 2 stacks, can occur every 1 second. Do keep in mind I have mine at Refinement rank 2, so my percentage here is a little bit higher. I believe it's 6% at Refinement rank 1. So do keep that in mind because my Alley Flash is Refinement rank 1, so it is a little bit different there. And as that goes up, it goes to 15% on its next ascension. So they both get an increase in their passives there, but I didn't even read Alley Flash here. Its substat is also Elemental Mastery, but abysmally worse, at the benefit of having a really high base attack, and then it increases damage dealt by the character equipping this weapon by 12% all the time, except for when you take damage, and when you take damage, it disables that effect for 5 seconds. So that's something important to note there. And a lot of people have been wondering, well, which one do I use? Do I use the one with more Elemental Mastery for Kazuha, or do I use something like a high base attack with Alley Flash for Kazuha? But yeah, let's go ahead and show off both of these and just kind of compare the numbers, and then I will give you guys my opinion on both of these. So first, we're going to start off with the Iron Sting, and one of the biggest things about Iron Sting is the fact that you can actually get both stacks of its passive in one go if you just pause for a second in the air, and we'll show that off, and that's a really big benefit of Iron Sting, so do keep that in mind. Alright, so what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be fighting this nerd. Hopefully he doesn't wreck us with these rockets. Since he's in the water all the time, it's very easy to throw with him. But before we do, let's go ahead and take a look at our stats. We're at 1135 attack, 496 elemental mastery, and our talents here are 7, 9, and 8. And we've got a 4-piece Viridescent set on with elemental mastery main stat, animo damage bonus main stat, and crit damage main stat. And then here are the rest of these substats for those of you curious, just so you guys have all of the numbers there. And then we'll compare those numbers to when we have Alley Flash. All right, so let's see our damage here. Let's get a press there, about 7k, 5k on the water proc there. I didn't see what we did coming down, and that was only one of the stacks of the Iron Sting. So what I was talking about where you can hold it is you can go up in the air, pause for a second, and then go down, and then see we have both swords around us for both of the stacks here. The damage isn't really that crazy. It definitely is pretty good though. So you notice, go back up, and yeah, we're dealing about 4k there, like 6, 7k on the drop down. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and compare Alley Flash and just see how it does in this same scenario. All right, so we've got on Alley Flash, and right out the gate, you can tell the differences here on these stats. We have 1234 attack, so it's about 100 more attack there, I believe. And however, we're missing about 90, or I think 89 exactly, elemental mastery there. If I'm doing math right, I'm probably not, because I'm not that good at it. But yeah, we are less elemental mastery, but higher base attack. And we'll go ahead and see how this performs compared to the Iron Sting. One of the biggest problems with Alley Flash here is probably the fact that when you take damage, you lose the bonus. However, it does have the benefit of it also working off of the field. So if you use his Q here, Kazuha Slash or something, then you're still going to be getting that damage bonus off the field. So that's kind of a nice thing. I don't know if Iron Sting works off the field or not. That might be something we have to test here. But just something to consider. And you notice there, our damage is higher. However, our swirls are definitely lower, but not too much lower. When you look at them, it's still in the 4k there. We aren't, getting out of the 4k range there. So honestly, it's pretty solid. It's pretty close call, and you could probably go with either. From these damage numbers, the biggest thing is that our animo damage is actually significantly higher there. And The difference isn't really too huge though between the two. One, you're getting a little bit more scroll damage, and this one you're getting a little bit more anemo damage. So that's kind of going to be where you're going to want to think about those things when you're building your Kazuha. All right, so we played around with both of them. So what's my opinions on these? As you saw, the difference isn't too crazy. The biggest thing here is going to be the fact that Iron Sting is entirely free to play, and you can get the prototypes from weekly bosses, and getting refinements on this is significantly easier than getting refinements on something like Alley Flash, where you can only get it from gacha, and you're not even guaranteed to get this out of the gacha. It doesn't have necessarily as forgiving of a pity system as the 5 stars do, and the 5 stars on the weapon banner aren't very easy to get either. So getting an Alley Flash and its refinements is significantly harder than something like Iron Sting, not to mention you lose its passive if you take damage there, which really does suck. And if you're going full Elemental Mastery Kazuha, Iron Sting is just going to beat the Alley Flash here, because you're not really concerned with base attack on pure Elemental Mastery Kazuha. But if you are doing sub DPS Kazuha, then maybe Alley Flash is a good move for you, especially if you can't get those prototypes and you just happen to have an Alley Flash. But I wouldn't shoot for Alley Flash in particular, because getting an Iron Sting is significantly easier and it doesn't cost you money or primo gems that you could be using on a character, and you can get these refinements significantly easier that just end up dealing more damage than a refinement rank Alley Flash, which is very nice. So in the end, I think Iron Sting is definitely the move here, especially since you can kind of finagle it and have that skill cap of getting both of the stacks at once, which is pretty darn nice. As many of you know, I use Primordial Jade Cutter, but I have a 5-star here, but not all of you have access to stuff like that. Testing out these 4 stars was really important, and I wanted to just kind of show people the differences between these two very similar 4 stars, so they weren't necessarily rushing to go wish for it on the banner, and maybe just go ahead and be a little patient, get those prototypes, and level up an Iron Sting, because the differences really aren't that massive, and I can't recommend spending primos on this weapon instead of just going for Iron Sting. Now, if you're going for Freedom Sworn or something, that's definitely going to be a better option. If you happen to get Alley Flashes, then good, you have a good weapon. But otherwise, just go for the Iron Sting. So yeah, I wanted to keep this one relatively brief, just talking about both of those swords there, and maybe just helping you guys out if you were thinking about something on the weapon banner or something. I don't think weapon banners are really all that worth it. Freedom Sworn is good, but I don't think it's really that good, especially when you got something like Iron Sting that works so well on Kazuha. So I would just honestly go Iron Sting, but both are very good, and honestly, you just have a different trade-off for both, for each one. So I'm going to kind of leave that one up to you guys, but let me know which sword you like in the comment sections below, as I'd really like to see your guys' opinion on this kind of particular matter. I know this wasn't too crazy of a video. I wanted to keep it short, just kind of talk about both of these weapons and help anybody out who might need it. But stay tuned, we have a couple interesting videos coming up very soon, and I'm very excited to go ahead and show you guys. But other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. My name's Blossoms, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.